What's up, folks? How we doing? How we doing? I apologize. There's going to be a little bit of a lag, probably because I am not plugged directly into the router as I normally am. So I just can't right now. But anyway, I didn't have anything better to do, so I figured I'd come on here and hang out with you guys. Wow, I'm getting a notification for my own live. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it. Wow, I'm getting a notification for my own live. Anyway, and I like to look at it on YouTube because I can watch the chat better because the StreamYard's never consistent. I'm still on StreamYard. Don't feel comfortable going live with OBS yet, with Streamlabs just yet. So, what's up, Leisha? And Casey's in the house. Cat's Eye. Cherry K is dropping the Patreon link there. Yeah, man. So if you guys aren't in Patreon, I mean, depending on your sense of humor, it's worth it to join just for the Discord, if I'm being honest, because Cherry K and Tart, man, y'all need some Jesus. First of all, y'all are out of control. Okay. That it's fun though. It's fun. I mean, but if you've got delicate sensibilities about lewd humor, it's not for you. Absolutely not for you. But Cherry K did set up a not safe for work room in there for those jokes, okay? For those memes. What's up, Road King 01? Tart with Heart, Dizzy Lizzie, Megan G, Janessa P, Aaron Thurman, K9 Rescue. I know I have not been talking about any of the cases lately. There's just no updates on them, really. There was jury selection for I think it's the Ghazni case, maybe. I can't remember. I looked at all of them, but the trials haven't started yet for Letitia Stock, for Brittany Gosney, for Joe Daniels. These trials haven't started yet, so there's just no updates on any of the cases that I'm covering. And honestly, man, I don't know if I can handle taking on any more right now, because, man, just the details of those cases alone are enough to really get under your skin there. So I have a hard time. You know, I got a tough stomach, but I get a little bit of a hard time. I'm having a little bit of a hard time sometimes with some of those cases and those details. But I got other stuff coming up. I've been in contact with Alex Erickson, who I think is great. And she has an amazing channel. And I think she wants to set up a live with me on her channel at some point. And I agree with you, Violet. I can't wait for Letitia to go down either. I am really sick of her antics. I can only imagine what her family is going through, or what Gannon's family is going through right now. And it's just awful that she has like no remorse, it seems, and she doesn't take any accountability for any of her actions. And she seems to just she seems to just enjoy playing with the court and delaying things. It's not even her attorney that's doing any of this, because she fired her attorney, then she tries to represent herself, realizes she's way in over her head, and then gets another attorney or the same one. I don't even know if that's the case. But yeah, I'm not I'm not finding it amusing anymore. I'm not finding her antics amusing at all. Now I just want her to pay for what she's done, because we know that she's done it. I mean, with the evidence that we know that law enforcement has on her and that the district attorney has on her, well, I mean, it's just she's delaying the inevitable. And I kind of understand that. You know what I mean? One could hardly blame her. She we're talking about somebody who we know did this. We know is completely and totally she's already been twice evaluated and been determined competent to stand trial. So we know she's not crazy, at least not in the sense of, I don't know the difference between right and wrong, and I don't understand what's going on in my trial. That's not what's going on here. So, I mean, like I said, you can hardly blame her because, she's killing time. If she knows how to kill time and delaying the inevitable, which is going to prison for the rest of her life, since right now I don't think the death penalty is on the table in Colorado. I'm not 100% sure about that, though, because it switches back and forth. Because I remember there was a death penalty during the Chris Watts case, but the whole thing about that was that they basically kind of tricked him, because nobody, I think only one person who's ever been convicted of capital murder and got the death penalty. Only one person has actually been executed. It's crazy. So the DA was pretty slick in telling Chris Watts, well, we'll take the death penalty off the table if you confess, which was smooth, because he probably wouldn't have gotten death anyway. So I find that humorous. Right. I know I get emails, guys, and I appreciate the emails. Don't get me wrong. But I get emails. I get emails with a lot of suggestions for cases to take on. And this channel is not exclusively a true crime channel. There are true crime cases that concern me and I want to bring to people's attention. But there are so many other creators that are much better at this to be exclusive true crime channels. And so those creators are doing a great job of covering these cases. I'm grateful to the creators who cover these cases that I think need to be talked about. I love when they do that, because we can't count on the mainstream media to really give us all the information and keep the public aware of these problems that are taking place in our society. So, oh God, sorry, that dog. Okay, so there's 3 huskies, right? It's a dad, a mom, and a daughter, right? Beautiful dogs. And the mom is insane. They're really sweet and everything, but they're kooky. They all have their weird little weird quirks, right? But the mom, she's pretty overweight because she had 2 litters, and finally they got her fixed. And she is she has the most high pitch, eardrum shattering bark. Like immediately my head splits in half as soon as I hear her bark. I'm like, oh. But she's beautiful and she's sweet and she's affectionate. But man, that bark. And what she does is she will sit there and if there's a bowl of food, they each have their bowl of food all over in the main area there, and they each have their bowl of food, and she'll finish her food and then she'll go over to like somebody else's bowl of food and just bark at any of them that come near it, like she's guarding her own food, but she's guarding somebody else's food, acting like somebody's gonna come along and take her food. It's really ridiculous. And when she does that, she has this really, really high pitched bark. And it's not even a growl. Like even the growl is high pitched, you know. Sounds like she's whimpering, but it's extremely loud. Extremely loud. So it's and I think for the most part, I'm going to be changing scenery too. When I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this green screen thing, but changing scenery to for these live streams. Oh, we just let him. I mean, Leisha, like we we just let them be. I mean, they're good dogs, you know. They're loyal. They're faithful. You know, so you know, they're well behaved for the most part. So we just kind of, you know, let them kind of do their own thing. You know, like there's like no reason to ever discipline these dogs because they don't do anything that merits discipline. You know, and when they did, they were puppies. You know, and I mean that's what puppies do. You know what I'm saying? Can't get mad at a puppy for being a puppy. You know what I mean? You leave something out, you don't want it to get chewed up, don't leave it out because it might get chewed up. It's probably going to get chewed up because it's a puppy and puppies chew things up. I mean, right. And I want to thank everybody for the kind emails and comments on the other videos. I love when you guys leave good comments. Some people leave just stupid comments, and those are okay too because it gives me the opportunity to reverse troll you for being trolls. So so those are always welcome because I'm going to make you look as stupid as the stupidity that it took to leave that comment every time. Every time. You can always count on me to do that. So but yeah, I do enjoy the kind comments more, much more. So I do love the nice comments, and there was so many kind comments when I did that video about my job and everything, and you know, it was crazy to see how many people could relate to that. Because it concerns me, man, that this is how businesses are now. You know, businesses don't care about the people that work there. And one might say, oh, well, it's always been like that. Oh, not necessarily. You know, some places are like that, sure. Some places are definitely like that, of course. But when we have, you know, when I'm, you know, at a place where you know, when I mean, think about it, you spend most of your time with these people, you know, so you're going to develop some sort of relationship with them, especially, I mean, even if you never talk to them outside of work, but you're going to develop something, you know, and somewhere along the way, it became a bad idea to actually to be a manager and actually care about the people that work under you, and actually want them to be happy. For some reason, you know, that didn't become important. And what's really ironic about it is, I mean, I saw what was happening. It's actually pretty genius. What was basically going on is this new GM is basically pushing everyone out to quit so that he doesn't have to fire anybody and have to pay them, and the company doesn't have to pay them unemployment. It's actually pretty smart because he let that slip when we were having our little argument. In more or less, he was saying we're getting rid of everybody who leaves, good riddance, because we're going to bring in a whole new breed of people, right? Well, I mean, what that tells me is they're going to bring a bunch of people in and they're going to lay double the workload on them and then start them at a higher rate than they started any of us. That's basically how I see that, which I think is ridiculous. It's the stupidest business strategy ever. Because what's really funny is they don't even have a training program. Nobody has ever been actually properly trained. Like any place you go to McDonald's and they have a training program. You know what I mean? They say, okay, you're going to watch this video and then you're going to watch that video. And then we're going to put you over here and I'm going to show you how to do this. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to move you over here. And it's training process of anywhere between 2-3 days to a week, right? Usually, like any job, if you're not trained within a week, chances are you probably don't belong at that job. But there's literally no training program. It's hilarious to me. And there never has been one. There never has been one. I mean, you have some people who basically do nothing, and then you have those of us who did everything. And then there were even some things that, I mean, there was stuff, because there's no training program. There was stuff that I still didn't know how to do. I was there 2 years, right? Because there was no training program. There was still stuff that I didn't even know how to do, right? And for some reason, I'm at fault because, I didn't ask how to do it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a little busy, shoving a thermometer in people's faces who never, ever, ever, ever catch a fever, and still having to do all the paperwork for every new member that comes in. It was ridiculous. It was just an asinine experience, really, when you think about it now. Like, now that I'm no longer there, I'm like, what the hell took me so long? Like, like literally no training program at all. Like nothing. No, I mean, it was insane. I remember I worked at this one place when we first got here, and their training program was like gospel, right? But the place ran absolutely efficiently. Now, they treated their people like crap, but it ran very efficiently. And it had to, because it was a very, very busy place, extremely busy. What's up, Mary Quite Contrary? Mary Quite Contrary. I'm glad you made it. Unique New York. Unique New York. Yeah, y'all in Discord are too much, man. Y'all are too much. Okay. Like, I was in a thread right there for a little while, and I needed a shower as soon as I logged off. Like, I felt filthy. Cherry K and Tart with a Heart are too much. Y'all are too much. But I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it. I I have fun in there. I have a lot of fun in there. What's up, Megan G? So I actually want to address something, because there was this talk about doing like a meet and greet thing in Colorado. And there was this talk about doing this meet and greet thing in Colorado. And Robbie pulled out of it. I was on the fence about it already, Cherry K with the quotes. I know I see it coming already. Anyway, oh, that person was an idiot. Let me address that. Like there wasn't even like, I mean, we love you, Phantasmagorical, for sure, but that wasn't even why we even addressed that. Why we even, you know? So apparently when I did my live stream the other night, Phantasmagorical had a mask on, and I guess she was at home or wherever she was. Where she was, none of my business, none of your business, none of anybody's business. But she had a mask on, right? And people are like, somebody commented like, why, you know? And of course there's the disclaimer, right? There's the disclaimer of you know, I don't mean anybody any disrespect, but you know, why was that person wearing a mask on the live stream? Well, none of your business why that person was wearing a mask, because that person wanted to wear a mask. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, why do you care that person was wearing a mask? She could have been wearing a mask for anonymity. Well, why didn't she turn her camera off? Maybe she didn't want to have her camera off. Maybe she wanted to be seen in a mask. Right. Like, I could think of 100 reasons why Phantasmagorical was wearing a mask on the panel, and for each reason I could tell you is none of our business, none of your business, none of my business. Who cares? Who cares? Like, I think I said something about I don't care if she has like pencils sticking out of her nose. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Why do you? Ridiculous. People are ridiculous. And it's not even, what's up, Dave? It's good to see you, man. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the same as body shaming exactly. It's really just, I mean, it's I mean, even if there was no pandemic and she was wearing a mask, I still would not care. Like, I would not worry about it. I mean, yeah, maybe she was covering up a zit. Who cares? Who cares? Why do you? Like, and to type out a long comment about it with a whole disclaimer, I don't mean anybody any disrespect. No, man, you were trying to start some shit. That's what you were doing. You were trying to start some whole anti-masker thing in my comment thread. That's all you were trying to do. And you got called out on it. And then, oh, excuse me, didn't you read the first line in my comment where I said I didn't mean to offend anybody? You didn't offend anybody with what you said. You offended my comment thread with your stupidity, with your lack of common sense. That's what people were offended by. What's up, Christy Flanagan? I mean, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. I was like, yeah. So anyway, this meet and greet thing, right? Supposedly, Robbie was coordinating a meet and greet near where he lives in Denver, and he was, I think, Molly Golightly was involved or is involved and was planning on going. Mekcee, a few other subs, and I was thinking about going. I wouldn't now because it's just irresponsible to go do that when I don't have a job, you know. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I need to focus on that at the moment. But like, and then Mekcee went live today, explaining that he understands why Robbie pulling out of it, and he's explaining that he's going to continue. He's going to do it. He was on the fence about it at first, but the idea warmed up to him, and I think the idea is great. But how much does it suck that the reason why Robbie's not going and the reason why I was probably not going to go was because there was somebody who is exhibiting dangerous behavior, whereas on YouTube it's not so dangerous. They're just words. It's just somebody being irritating and annoying and emailing people essays and stories, just made up crazy stories. You know, but the thing is you've come face to face with somebody like that, and they're potentially dangerous. When somebody feels the need to be that obsessive and you know, message people and make obsessive amounts of videos about someone, the idea of being near them in person is scary. And so I don't blame Save Robbie at all. I honestly don't blame him. And it sucks that somebody like that, somebody who can't take any responsibility for their behavior, they can't be self-aware enough to see that what they're doing is ugly, and what they're doing is making other people uncomfortable, and it's at the expense of other people, then and now we can't just be civil people who meet up somewhere and are like, dude, this is going to be great and have a great time. I mean, all because one person doesn't know how to act and they happen to be in that area. No, dude, no, there's no way. After this person, because I didn't even really think about it until Robbie mentioned it, but this person being even close to that area, I'm not going to fly a plane to there, but I am glad that Mekcee is still going to continue with it. I am glad that everyone else is still going to continue with it. Somebody just said something here in the chat that Robbie found another alternative, which I think is great. And Megan G, that was actually the idea. That was the plan. That was the plan, like an in-person panel. That was the plan. And I was really looking forward to that. But that's all I need is for, Glenn Close to show up to this place that we're all meeting up and set rabbits on fire to boil. You know what I mean? I don't need that, dude. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that kind of stress in my life. You know what I mean? Like, my life is already stressful enough. Everybody's life is stressful enough. I don't need that. I'm not going to name names, Dawn Marie, because it would only antagonize that person, and I have no interest in antagonizing them. Especially knowing that they're, hey, look, Annie's in the house. What's up? Yeah. So Annie, I was just talking about how there's supposed to be this thing in July, basically a month from this week. And there's supposed to be this meet and greet thing that goes on in Colorado, the true crime murder capital of the world. And and Robbie, D. Marie, thanks, man. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah. So Save Robbie was putting this thing together, and me and Save Robbie have like the same stalker, and that person lives like right there, like it would just be straight foolish of me to book a flight and take an airplane all the way there to be God knows what. I'm not doing that. There's no way I'm doing that. Yeah. So that's what I was talking about. But it's still going to go on, except Robbie's not going to be there. Or, I mean, they could always re-coordinate it some other way, but still, dude, I'm not, no. I was talking about this. I was talking about this the other night. Like, if this was a true crime case, if I go over there and I get murdered, this whole community is going to be like, man, the Glare sure really is stupid, isn't he? Like, like, it's one of those things where I'd almost deserve it. just for being that dumb. Why would I put myself in that position? Like, no, dude. Again, see, people keep saying, yeah, but Annie would solve your murder. No, it's not a question of it being solved. It's already solved. I already know who's going to do it. If I go over there, I already know. Not doing that. I'm not putting myself in that ridiculously dumb position. No way. Yeah, exactly, Nicole H. I'm not trying to end up a lampshade. Hell no. Nah. No. So scary, dude. It's so scary. And it wasn't even, dude, like, it wasn't even like something that made me. I just, yeah. As soon as I even thought of it becoming a possibility, I was like, no way. There's no way I'm doing that. Dude, people who act like that have nothing to lose, dude. You know what I'm saying? People act like that. It's like they got nothing to lose. Dude, this sucks right here, bro. Can't do anything about it either. I don't think does the trial start tomorrow? I just looked that up. Hold on. Give me a second. I just looked that up. All right, hold on one second here. Yeah, no, it's just jury selection, I think. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I thought I read. I think it's just at jury selection at the moment. Yeah, it started yesterday, jury selection. And I doubt they picked a jury for that. I mean, I doubt that's a hard case. I imagine that's a hard case to pick a jury for, man. You got this little autistic boy. Like, Tennesseans want justice for this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be easy to find a jury for this that's unbiased, man. Yeah, so the trial will likely begin tomorrow or Friday. Likely. We'll see. If it does, then yes, I'll most definitely be covering it, of course. Yeah. Um there's no, yeah, there's too many. I can't imagine that they're going to be done doing jury selection so quick for this case. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I probably am. I do that a lot. But I mean, like, I know this guy did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's messing with everybody. Okay, let's see. Dylan says here they said it was jurors from Chattanooga, 12 and 4 alternates, and believe they were picked today. Okay. So if that's the case, then this trial is going to start quick, and it makes sense. But man, that sucks for them, dude. Can you imagine having to be a juror in this case? Can you imagine that? I don't want to be a juror in this case. I don't want to be a juror in any case, if I'm being totally honest, man. I don't want to be a juror in any case. But um, I can't imagine. I can't imagine how difficult that's going to be uh for those jurors. Because I feel like this trial is going to take a while, man. It's not an open and shut thing. There's we don't know what kind of evidence that they have on him yet, but the way they're making it seem is that they don't have anything. Katie too. I'd love to think so, because I believe that, Katie too. I'd love to think so. I'd love to think so, and I hope so. I truly hope so. But man, I'm yeah. it's yeah. I'm actually worried about this case. I'm actually worried about this case. I'm super duper scared that they're going to that this defense attorney, as ambitious as he is, I know he's a public defender, but he's ambitious, and he feels that he can get him off. He says there's no evidence, so I'm real worried about that. I'm real worried about that because all they have to do is just convince one juror. That's all it takes. I watched this thing on Netflix, dude. I binge watched this thing on Netflix. Uh, Mr. What is it? Dirty John. Dirty John, second season, and it's about Betty Broderick. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this it was put it this way. It was all too familiar. It was all too familiar. This woman was batty, dude. This woman was absolutely nuts. Okay. We I mean, and she ends up the whole miniseries is just their relationship, right? It's their relationship. It's a little mini, it's a one season, it's like 8-9 episodes, something like that. I think it's like 8 episodes. And it goes through their entire relationship, and she gets divorced from this dude who's actually really successful. He's an MD and a lawyer, and she ends up murdering him and his new wife after they've been divorced, they've been split up. She actually ends up murdering and there's just tons of evidence of her being totally crazy, leaving messages on the answering machine, right? Crazy, threatening messages on the answering machine like every day for years. And the first time she goes to trial, she gets off, right? Like, and they open a new trial because there's obviously enough to open a new trial, but it should have never went to a new trial to begin with. You got to think, this is the 80s, man. This was like the height of women's lib, right? So this whole thing was like, he was, you know, she was dependent on him for support. She supported him through his going to school and getting a career, right? She supported him, but she basically threw away her chances of starting a career herself, even though she was in college. So the way that it looked was, you know, nobody was paying attention to her crazy behavior. They were looking at her as some sort of victim because this dude wasn't paying her enough, right? He wasn't giving her enough support, but he was, though. Like he was paying. I think it was like $15,000 a month, dude. $15,000 a month to do nothing. Yeah, and she drove her car into the dude's front door, man. I mean, she didn't. All she did was knock the door off the hinges. But I mean, this kids could have been behind there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. So the trial is set to begin with opening statements tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Guys, you know I'm going to be covering that. So is it going to be televised? Do you know? Is it going to be streamed or televised? I hope it's streamed. All right. Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate your help. Yeah, man. Yeah, it just it blows my mind, dude. It blows my mind, man. Hey, Kaylee P. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I admire Mekcee and everybody for keeping this going because it's not fair that everybody has to pay for this. You know what I mean? It's not fair that I mean there are people that bought plane tickets for this, and just because somebody doesn't know how to act, you know, this thing's gonna get canceled. That's not right. But I ain't going. And I really want to. Now, if we come up with another thing that's a little bit more secret, like I would actually just fly out there just to visit those guys because like I really love them. They're great. I consider them friends. I would literally like just fly out there just to visit them. Nothing, and we can do a live stream then, you know. Uh, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to be putting myself in such a dangerous position because I just don't trust. Wow. Okay. So News Channel 5, Facebook. Um, and I think I'm subscribed to them on YouTube actually. So it'll probably be streamed on YouTube as well. I think. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, if they're streaming it on Facebook, why wouldn't they stream it on YouTube? Oh, right. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, dude. I don't get it, man. Um, I mean, like I just I don't understand that, man. I don't understand that kind of behavior. Like people that I just there's always somebody that I know that's being harassed in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even trying to like, yeah, I'm not even trying to like say nice things about this person, but if somebody this is somebody that I've had a problem with. I'm not going to name names or this isn't what this is about, but there's somebody that I had my problems with and we'll never be friends again. But I don't agree with people still giving this person a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it. If this person seems to be cleaning up their content, isn't that isn't that exactly what the goal is? You know what I mean? I've already talked about this, but I still I feel that way about it. Like if this person has already cleaned up their content and that's their intention and they're showing their intention is to clean up their content, um, then why are you what's your problem? Leave them alone. Like Katie too. It's funny. I just saw your comment after I made that statement. I don't, you know, I don't even know what you're talking about. I saw a post where she said she was cleaning up her content. I mean, you know, and it's none of our business really, unless, like I said, I felt strongly because I felt that she was creating a very dangerous narrative, um, which I felt put children in danger. That's the only reason I spoke up about it and against this person. That's it. Like literally everything else that she does, I don't care about. You know what I mean? Like So, but I'm saying if she has if she's no longer doing that, you know what I mean? Like, well, then I don't care. You know what I mean? I just don't care. It's not gonna, I just ignore it. I don't watch it. I'm not subscribed to it. Like, I don't care. So I just, man, people are so hateful, dude. People are just so hateful. It blows my mind. Right. I mean, of course, Cherry K. So am I. Welcome to the club. Like I so ridiculous, dude. And why are people giving Cherry K a hard time for what? Hey Sally, what's up? Sally. Whew, that girl. Remember that song? And I like highlighting comments. Man, there's things about StreamYard I like, man. But dude, it sucks. StreamYard sucks. Well, see, hold on a second. I said I was going to be good and I wasn't going to address this, but see what I'm saying? This is also, I'm not going to sit here and defend this person without being very clear about something as well. You also don't get to whine about having haters. You don't get to whine about that. If you purposely put out hateful crap, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have haters. I mean, that's just how that is. You don't get to complain about it. Oh my god. No, I'm not opening panel. I opened panel yesterday, and that was the last time I was opening panel. Now, if there's somebody, if there's a creator that shows up in chat and wants to join me on panel, I will send them a link happily. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opening up panel. No. I mean, but yeah, that's what I'm saying is she just wants those girls to leave them alone. Well, what'd you call them out for? You know what I'm saying? You dedicated your whole channel to calling out people and you're talking about their deceased family member and you're calling everybody crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that you're kicking a hornet's nest, man. You can't get mad at the hornets. Like, you can't sit there and act like a victim. If you're kicking a hornet's nest, you don't get to call yourself a victim of a hornet attack. Right? I mean, am I crazy? You don't get to call yourself a victim of a hornet attack if you kick the hornet's nest. You don't get to call yourself a victim of a bear attack if you sat there poking one. So no, like, do I feel bad? No, not at all. I mean, you had that coming. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to sit and I have freedom of speech. I have a First Amendment right. Like, yeah, but people have a First Amendment right to fucking hate you. You know what I mean? Like, they do. It's just, so you don't get to, like, it is what it is. You gotta, if you're gonna be this controversial, building up hate views and blah blah blah, if you're gonna be this type of person, you don't get to complain when you make people mad. If you are actually trying to make people mad, You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to make money and stir up emotions and make people angry, you don't get to be upset and call yourself a victim when you actually do make them angry. I don't know why everyone's attacking me. Well, because you attack them on your channel. They have a right, you don't. Or you have a right, they don't. Come on, man. What's up, Mekcee? My man. I was just talking about you. Good things, as always. As always. Hey, we don't do that. Here, hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, we don't do that here. Okay. We don't name names, people. We don't do that. Real names. We don't do that. Might name creator names, but we don't name real names in here. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So, but at the same time, like, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I'm just, it's so funny how all the bees start to buzz, all the bees start buzzing, wondering what's going on. Mekcee's so much nicer than I am, dude. I never type out everybody's name like that. I never do that. I'm like, hey, everyone, with my little set of emojis that I like to leave in people's chats. But and there's Save Robbie, my man. Oh, is that this Sunday? Yeah, I was actually talking to everyone the last time I was live, Mekcee, that I think that we're going to be doing. I thought it was today. I swear, I thought it was set, or yesterday, actually. I thought it was set for the 1st, the Suzanne Morphew thing. But I see that you reset it for the 6th, I think. But yeah, I would love to join you for that. And that's not this Sunday, is it? Is this what's going on Sunday? All right. Do you want to come up here real quick, Mekcee? I'll drop the link in chat to let Mekcee up here, and Save Robbie if he wants. But I'm not letting anybody on here except for Save Robbie and Mekcee. Yes, the Morphew investigator. I thought that was dude. Am I tripping, or is the 6th on Sunday? I don't even know. I don't know. She was in here earlier, man. She knows she can come up here anytime she wants. And Mekcee and Robbie can come up here anytime they want. They're always welcome here. Always. But yeah, man. Hi, Tia. It's good to see you. Welcome. I'm a poet and didn't know it. It is a good group. NorCal girl, man, I love Northern Cal, dude. Yo, I went with this girl years and years and years ago. And we got us like a little room in this hotel. It's a real nice little cozy hotel in Nevada City. Yo, that place was something out of a Norman Rockwell painting. It was crazy. Like, it was so peaceful. It was so peaceful. Uh, and I absolutely adored, like there was somebody, dude, there was somebody on their front porch painting, literally like painting. Yo, don't people hear me when I say that the only person I don't mean to be rude, sincerely, Emily, but I'm not letting you up here. This is not open panel time. This is me and Mekcee time, homie. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, my brother?
Oh, wait, I can't hear you. Oh, wait a second. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties.
You sound like me, man. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good tonight.
All right. Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, sir.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
It's good to see you, man. I'm doing well. How are you?
Dude, good. I'm doing good, man.
How's the family?
They're doing good. We just got back from the park.
Okay.
Me and my wife's, thank you, everybody that was wishing us happy anniversary. The anniversary.
Oh, you just had your anniversary. That's right. I saw it on your page. Yeah, happy anniversary, man.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, but thank you, everybody. Yeah, we just went and bought, my wife wanted some rollerblades, so we just went and bought some rollerblades and did the rollerblading thing, you know, but a little bit by the sunset. We were cruising down the street in my 6'4". Just kidding.
So you're doing
Suzanne Morphew.
Suzanne Morphew?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Hey, you want to have some fun? You want to have some fun?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let a troll up here. I got a troll backstage. What's up, troll? Look at you. You can't even see your whole name. What do you got to say? Give me your best shot. Let's go. That's what I thought.
That was it.
That's the thing. I got Mekcee up here. The trolls are like, I tell these people all the time, man, the trolls are like demons. I have the same effect when you have to deal with demons on your live streams when you do investigations.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. Like I'm like my head.
Oh no,
my head.
But yeah, you know what?
I can't take it.
I honestly have got like so beyond it. Like I don't even care. Like when it comes up like a negative message or whatever, I give them no air. I give them no chance to breathe. You go on block.
Wait, I lost you there. You
block list immediately. It's like block list immediately. So like I'm like kicking like Jackie Chan already. Like by the time they get up to get the comment, I Jackie Chan them, and I'm like, now you just lost your voice, because I don't care about honest critique or criticism and opinions. I'm all for opinions, but when you're rude, when you're just rude about stuff and you want to come at me like rudely, that's when you lose your voice. I don't give you a chance to breathe or have a voice then.
Yeah. I mean, me, I'm kind of a troll myself, and I like the challenge. I like like my channel's already, your channel's a lot more credible than mine already. You know what I mean? So there's no room for that type of behavior on a channel like yours or a channel like Annie's. You know what I mean? But for me, you know, I almost welcome that stuff, because I'd rather, I mean, all right, well, you're just going to add to my content. That's all you're going to do. I'm going to make you look stupid for coming up here. And that's exactly what happened. Like what they wanted to do was troll me with the title of whatever their account was.
Yeah.
And they couldn't even, like, it didn't even show up. There wasn't enough space.
It looked a little bit like the picture that they had looked a little bit
fail
like sperm, but it looks like they swallowed immediately and choked on it, and they couldn't even get any words out. So I think that's
exactly.
I think that's what happened. My man, if you're gonna come on here and talk trash, you got to swallow before you come up.
You got it. Yeah. There's all kinds. I got a whole Discord full of women who can teach you the right way to do this. Like, because, dude, man, Mekcee, man, my Discord is out of control. It's not even my Discord. It's not even mine. I can't do anything about it. Cherry K just took the liberty of creating one for Patreon members, because of course, you know, I've got to have stuff for Patreon members. You got to give them some perks, right? And so every time I'm in there, I'm just cracking up laughing because they're so funny and they're British and cheeky as hell. And so so you got these two jokers, man. Cherry K and Tart with a Heart are bad news. And man, yeah, they definitely need Jesus. If anybody needs Jesus, it's them too. I'm telling you, because I sit there and I'm going, oh my God, I'm gonna lose all my Patreons. But it's actually, yeah, they're actually, it's great. And so what they had to do, I had to be like, hey man, come on, please. Like, because I don't like censoring anyone either. Like, I have that type of sense of humor. I'm okay with those kind of jokes, but I realize now people are kind of paying for this stuff sometimes, so I gotta be mindful of them too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I completely get it too, and
yeah.
like people have to be respectful of like for instance, you try to monetize things, and there's always gonna be people that talk trash, but oh, you're monetizing your stuff. Like, look, I'm not up here for for craps and giggles over here. Like you do, like, you're a creator. You come up.
I'm up here for craps and giggles, but at the same time, now I'm monetized, so I'm like, I might as well make the best of it and try to, you know what I mean?
You have to, man. You have to, and everybody has to be like. I think so many times I created one that said, "Get the stick out of your butt." I created the title because, like, I feel like so many people are so wound up tight about things. Like, even people with me sometimes, like, look, like, I'm a religious dude. I'm a religious dude. But like, that does not mean that I am above everybody. I ain't going to stick my nose up in the air and act like I ain't come over here and cuss or, I fly off the handle too. I'm human.
Yeah.
And so to those people that are like, oh my God, like when I joke around with Robbie or I joke around with somebody and it gets a little offensive or it gets dirty sometimes or whatever, like, look, I'm human. I'm a person, like,
and we're adults, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not joking about anything nobody does. Like, you wouldn't be here if your parents didn't do what we're joking about. Calm down.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, relax. It's part of life. Jeez.
Oh man, you should have heard some of my raps back in the day, man. Oh, I was vulgar and offensive to the night. Oh God, it was awful. It was awful.
I mean, that's what it was about at one point. It was like, how offensive can I be? How can I, you know what I mean? Like, the whole idea is like, if it isn't pissing your parents off, then it's not going to sell. You know what I mean? And I troll Robbie all the time. Yeah, I troll everybody, dude. But it's all out of love, Like, cool. I don't troll people that I don't like because I just don't listen to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And you've always been. I know people. We all are human. We all make mistakes. We've all been there. We've all done things we regret. Like the first person that is. It's almost like the old adage, like, Jesus, you without sin cast the first stone. Go ahead and do it. But like, it's like people forget, like, we're human too. Like, just because we have a channel or just because we're up here talking about stuff doesn't mean we're not going to sometimes mess up. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm not perfect. Right. I know people like to think I am, but Jesus, I'm not.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's just always, hold on, my bad. There's just always going to be people who, like, they see you a certain way. You know what I mean? They visualize, like, when you're a kid, and and not that we're celebrities, because we're not. But what we do up here is I mean, I'm pretty much like this in real life for the most part. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like people expect you to be a certain way. They all of a sudden decide that they like you, and then they start to, like, imagine that you are a certain way. And then when it turns out that they're actually kind of wrong about you being that particular way, then they get offended and upset, and they're like, how dare you not be the way that I made you in my mind? You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I do.
I don't know what to tell you.
I get it from both ends, though, honestly. Like, sometimes I don't think people realize. I know people are like, oh, you don't have people that really do. I do have people out there that still reach out to me. People get ballsy and then they reach out to me on Facebook, and One of the first critiques that I always get is usually the Bible thumpers that come over and they're like, if you were a real Christian, you would know that you're not supposed to talk to demons. I'd be like, really? That's weird, because like Jesus talked to demons and he cast them out into pigs and things. Like, and then I start talking like that. I'm like, look, it doesn't say nowhere in the Bible. Like, you're over here. It's not like I'm like over holding seances and doing Ouija boards and things. Like, I'm trying to prove existence of demons. There's a difference. So,
I mean, right. Like, it's fascinating. And that's the thing, is even if you're a skeptic, you know what I mean? It's still entertaining. You know,
absolutely.
Like, there's, you know, so I find it, because I mean, there's times, I mean, I'm a skeptic, but I'm not a skeptic at the same time.
Tell me you weren't surprised at when we did oh my god, when we did oh my god, why am I freaking drawing a blank? You remember when we did the live?
It was the Gannon thing.
Gannon. Yeah. When we did Gannon's, and remember it had said something about you specifically, of something that you were doing in that specific moment on that spirit.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh no, you were like, oh hell no.
Yeah. I mean, nothing happened to me. You know what I mean? It was just, again, it was entertaining. You know, even that's why people watch horror movies, because if it scared you, it did its job. You were entertained. You know what I mean? So that's the whole point behind a horror movie, is to scare you. You know,
exactly.
Now, but this is, you know, you have your reasons for doing it, and I respect your reasons for doing it. It may not be how I see it or perceive it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I know that you believe in what you're doing. You know what I mean? And so that to me is enough for me to respect what you're doing. Now, you know, I mean, I could see how some families of the victims might not like it, but I mean, this is something that you believe in. You know what I mean? This is you're up there trying to get answers, more or less.
Exactly.
So, you know, so I get that. Do I think you're really going to get any? Maybe. Maybe.
Sometimes you know, we've actually got answers, like weird things. Like, for instance, on the Watts case, I'll never forget this one instance for sure. Like, it's like just pops out of my mind every time. When we were doing the Watts, we were at the Watts house, and on the reader it came up Brady, and we're all trying to figure out Brady, who's involved in the Watts case. Brady. We're all racking our brains. No, Brady, what are you talking about? That has no relevance. The very next day is when the 35C came out, the Brady law, when it was Chris Watts was trying to file the appeal. And I was like, no way. But it was so interesting that it came the night before that it happened. And I was like, that's just insane.
Yeah,
so there's like weird coincidences that happen, and you can't explain them. And they're too much of a coincidence to be just a coincidence. So I always say that all the time. I'm like, if it's too much of a coincidence, it's not a coincidence. Something happened.
Yeah, look at this. Like, the troll like came back, but they're not even going to talk. Like, what they want to do is just show off like the name that they have on there. It's so pathetic, like, that you even go out of your way to create something like that.
Beautiful.
So yeah. But I let's see. Road King is saying something here. The real thing about demons is they don't make head spin and green puke. They make hate and anger, drugs, pain, struggles. Okay. I mean, that's one theory for sure. I mean, the thing is I don't presume to think that I'm going to understand what goes on in the afterlife until I'm there. You know what I mean? So that's just number one for me, but I do find it fascinating to somewhat explore it. You know what I mean? I think there's nothing wrong with making observations to convince yourself that, or to convince anyone, whatever, that this is a thing and it happens. That you know, there's you believe that they're demons. I wouldn't necessarily specifically call them demons, apparitions. manifestations of energy, maybe, different things. I don't know what they are. Maybe they are demons. I don't know. But the thing is I believe in things pretty more universally. You're pretty set on what you believe in, and it's basically aligns with Christian values and Christian beliefs.
Yeah.
And which is great. But me, I'm more like, well, I don't really know, but I'm not denying it either. You know what I mean? So just to be safe, I just try to be the best person I could be. So you know what I mean? Like, and it's not that I like denounce Jesus Christ or anything like that. I think the best way to honor Christ is to try to live like him as much as you can.
And that's what it says in the Bible too. So like
right.
You're not far off along the lines. And that's the thing too. Like there's a lot of people that, you've always seen me, like I respect people's beliefs and other views and other things, and I'm all for it because, like you said, people say, well, maybe it's not a demon, maybe it's an apparition. Well, maybe it's not an apparition, maybe it's the person. Well, maybe it's not the person, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe it's that. And each person's going to have their own beliefs and their own system of what they believe in, and that's okay. I'm not here to try to persuade you, I guess, differently. I believe what I believe because of the
you're not selling Bibles.
I'm not over here like I'm not over here trying to be Pastor Mekcee. Like I want to try to instill values and people to understand, hey, I have a faith, and this is why I have a faith, and this is what I believe, and I want to try to show you what I believe and show you the reasons I believe it, and you make your own educated decision as to what you believe or what you don't believe. But I will always respect people that come with a difference of opinion, because honestly, who's gonna know? God is the ultimate one that goes. I can study and the Bible and demonology and all these things, which I have, and those are in a sense, Bible I believe to be 100% true, but other things like demonology and things, I believe those to be theories too. So I'm basically like a theologist. Just kidding. Are you over there? Are you attacking a troll right now? Is that what you're doing, Blair?
No, I was trying to. Okay, so check it out. You can kind of see it. You see that little, hold on, this twinkling going on right here where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
That's my TV on behind my green screen. I was trying to turn it off.
You're over there watching TV. Look at
No, the TV's behind my green screen. And I just noticed, I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, that's my TV behind my green screen. So I tried to turn it off, but I can't because the barrier's like too thick.
You weren't watching My Little Ponies again, were you? Is that why you were trying to turn it off?
Dude, I told you not to out me as being a brony. Okay, I'm a proud brony, but it's my business.
Hey, I'm a father. You should see all the stuff that I have to watch, man. The stuff that I have to endure. When my son was born, I just showed him superhero stuff because I already liked that stuff. So I just kind of pushed him in that direction a little bit, and that way we were always happy with what we were watching together. I tried, man, but my sons have my dominant trait where they do what they want when they want to do it. So
I actually did the same thing with my daughter too. She's when I first met her mom, she was 3, and she was crazy about The Little Mermaid. She watched The Little Mermaid all day long, over and over and over again. And I actually like The Little Mermaid, but I'm not much of a Disney guy at all. So I was just more of a man, but check this out. Isn't this like way cooler? I mean, dude, the guy dressed us up like a bat so we could scare bad guys. He's awesome, and I just know how to sell it to a kid, boy or girl, doesn't matter. It worked out.
You sold me, man. You were talking about it. You sold me. Now I want to go watch Batman.
Dude, fantastic, man. I keep talking about like HBO Max is showing like this new animated Harley Quinn show, and I can't get enough of it. It is hilarious, and it's so dark. It's really it's meant to be funny, but it's really dark, very much. I mean, and it's like really bad language, F-bombs galore, and like really violent. So the Joker is funny because it's like the Joker just doesn't hold back. There's no holding this Joker back, but yet it's this really campy kind of funny cartoon, which is really strange.
I'll have to check it out.
But the Joker is just like cussing and just murdering people, just straight murdering.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Speaking of that, man, too. You remember James Holmes, the Aurora Century movie theater shooting?
Yes.
I just went there the other day with me and my wife went over there, and I took some behind the scenes video of the movie theater. I know they changed around the layout, but it's still like surreal to actually be in the theater that happened, because that happened on the Dark Knight? I think
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
I remember when that happened. I remember being so mad about it too. It's this third movie was coming out. It was already in the shadow of the Dark Knight, and Heath Ledger's dead, so people are thinking this isn't going to be very good because they're just forcing this movie without this character, because you can't cast somebody else not the way he played it.
Yeah,
he played it too well.
He did.
And he was only planning on doing a trilogy anyway, but this. And it sucks because this movie actually, it's in my opinion, it's the best Batman movie. I thought it was actually better than The Dark Knight. I'm not saying I liked Bane better than I liked the Joker or whatever, but the way that it was written, and the way Tom Hardy played Bane was incredible. It was just really well done. And if you grew up reading Batman graphic novels and comics, they really like kind of took a bunch of old ones and threw them together. They took a bunch of these stories and kind of made this one story. So it was really impressive for me to see like all these different references and chunks of stories from all these different ones into this one story. So it was really impressive to me that they did that. And then this jerk, this crazy idiot can't handle something and whatever, and then just goes and then a bunch of people have to pay for it with their lives, because this guy wants to make himself famous somehow. And that's pathetic, and I'm sure there's mental health issues involved and everything like that. But the thing is if you're an adult, it's on you to get the help that you need. If you're having thoughts like this, then and you're okay with having these thoughts, and you're somehow justifying just mass killing people, well, then you're a bad person.
You might want to go seek help. Yeah, you might want to go.
If you don't seek help when you have these thoughts, then you're a bad person, in my opinion. It's on you as an adult to go, hey, I'm having these thoughts and somebody should stop me, and then
I would start to think weirdly too, like why am I having like these, like, to me, like if I was having those thoughts of like doing those certain things, like you said, I would feel like I have to go get help. Like I would feel something, me being religious, I'd be like, there's something spiritual going on with me.
Right.
Satan.
Right. Yeah. The devil's talking to me and I got to pray and talk to God about this. Let me do something real quick. Boom. All right. Yeah. Boom. You're getting on my nerves. Bro, that same person just keeps showing up backstage. So I just banned them from the studio. They were getting on my nerves.
You should just do that more often. Just it's liberating when you just
I block people all the time. I do, but sometimes I feel like just You know,
just messing with them.
Let's see what you got. Like here you are. Let's see how creative you can be. You know, and they never do. They never live up to it. I'm always disappointed.
Oh man. Well, are you gonna? You got to try to make out. Are you gonna be able to? Are you gonna be able to?
Yeah, that's the next thing I was gonna bring up. So Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday.
What time?
It's gonna be in the morning.
Okay.
My wife is like, we got to do it in the morning. I know I had it scheduled for 1, but I'm honestly looking to try to do it between 9 and 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Okay, yeah, I'm 2 hours later than you.
So you'd be noon about.
Yeah, which I can, as long as I wake up on time. But as long as I set a reminder the night before, I'll absolutely be there for that. Because I'm in between jobs right now, so I got time. And it's a Sunday anyway. Actually, even then, you know, that's usually my day off anyway. So I would have definitely been there for that. So I will be there. Yes, absolutely. Anything that I can contribute as far as information on the case.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Now, will there be anybody else joining us?
I don't think Dad with phone, if that's who you're referring with. I don't think Dad with phone. I haven't spoke to him about it. I mean,
I don't have a problem with it. I don't. I mean, I don't know what he's told you about our history, but yeah, we're not exactly chummy. But I mean, the thing is when stuff happens, you know, I get over it and I just decide, okay, well, that's not somebody I want to mess with no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I can handle a civil conversation about a case. You know what I mean?
Can see your two personalities clashing. I can honestly see your two personalities.
Oh yeah, and I have no. I mean, I could tell you what happened, but you know, he'd probably tell you a different story, and there's no need for all that. I don't need to get into all that. I mean, I'll tell you if you want to hear it, but I'm not going to do it here.
Yeah, but you just reach out to me on Facebook. You know it.
But I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, but I don't even. It's not even a. You know what I mean? Like it's something. It's kind of personal how it went down. It's just a question of, you know, I see you now. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, and it was just like I'm better off not having a direct association with this person moving forward, but no ill will towards them. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it was even with like Kim. I don't know if you remember Kim Kaufman.
No.
Kim Kaufman, yeah. That's how I kind of was with that. Like, you know, I know there's other people like will say like, oh, well, she's not such a bad person, but I just didn't agree with how she was and what she did, and she was over there bashing Shanann, and in my opinion, that's bashing. If you're there to talk trash about somebody and try to convince other people that Shanann had something to do with it, and this person has paid the ultimate sacrifice and is dead and has no chance to rebuttal your little ridiculousness, and you have no proof of that, that's when I'm like, no, look, you're bashing. Like, there's a difference between trying to state your opinion and then trying to convince other people because you're a freaking asshole. And it might be your opinion. You don't, if you came with proof, and I told her the same thing, you come with proof to me, you tell me, you show me whatever proof that you have about what you're saying, I'll shut up and I'll be like, you know what, Kim, you're right. But she couldn't do it. She couldn't come up with any proof. Everything was hearsay and everything was, well, this is what it, and then when you'd ask a question, it would go around in a circle. And I felt like a one-legged duck in a pond swimming around in a circle. Like so like, but do I wish any ill will upon her? No, I don't. Like, it is what it is. I had her on my channel. I had that thing happen and I didn't agree with her and I called her out for bashing Shanann, and that's that. And you just leave it at that. And good people, honest people, like, you know, like the true down the heart, like, I don't wish ill will towards her or anything. Do I care to cross my paths with her ever again? No, not really. Don't really care to do it.
Like, I don't hold grudges, man, because grudges, like, they take up too much energy. Like, I can think of a million things to do with my energy that's more productive than holding a grudge on someone.
Oh, I know, for real, right? Like, we ain't got enough stuff that we got to worry about.
Simple as I could put it, honestly. Like, I'm too lazy to worry about you. That's what it boils down to.
Oh man. Oh, well, Claire, man, I better get hopping back to my family. I told her I was going to be like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel bad. Oh, she's going to hit me with the chancla when I get back upstairs, because
Chancletazo.
those Latina women.
Yeah, dude. Where's she from?
Where she's from, I met originally, what is it? Ensenada.
But like her nationality, her family's nationality.
Mexico. She's from
Mexico. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in what she knows exactly what I'm talking about. What that's referred to is a chancletazo. Okay, in Latin household.
Yeah.
When they take a chancleta, a slipper or a shoe, like you remember Eddie Murphy Delirious, how he used to talk about getting hit with a shoe. I related to that as a kid. I remember watching that as a kid, cracking up laughing, because I was like, that's my mom. You know what I mean? Like, just like accurate. She will hit you from across the room without even looking. She'll be on the phone.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'm like, how did
my
you
wife
even
is
do
the same too.
How'd you even see me?
Oh my God. No shit. Like, I'll be messing around with my wife sometimes, like when she's on the bed, like I'll come around, like poke her in the side. She hates to be tickled, so like I'll come around, poke her in the side, tickle her or whatever. And like, I don't know how, but she has like a sixth sense where she just knows how to just whap haul off and just smack me, just like right there.
Yeah. And you troll her just to get her to do it, just because it's fascinating. Like, how did you do that? How did you know?
It's like freaking watching you. Master Yoda, come over and get you with the chocolate.
And I'll bet you $100 that your kids fear her more than they fear you.
Oh,
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Unless Dad goes off the deep end. Sometimes I can go off the deep end. I'm like,
because you got to reserve the dad fear. The dad fear has to be on reserve. It's when mom, it's like somebody calls mom out on a bluff, and it's like, whoa, okay, Dad's got to step in.
Yeah. That's when Dad turns into the Incredible Hulk, tables flipping over, freaking chairs flying.
Right.
Oh, shoot. All right, guys. Well, Glara, thank you so much for always having me, man. It's always
it's a pleasure to have you here.
I can't wait to get with you on Sunday, and I think this is gonna be crazy. So
Mekcee almost said hook up.
We gonna hook up on Sunday.
We gonna hook up Sunday. That's what we gonna do.
We're gonna hook up.
Yeah.
Well, how can I not with those sweet pancake tushies you got there? It's like stacks of pancakes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. So Sunday at noon Eastern.
Yeah, it'd be noon your time. 10
give or take.
Right around.
Give or take. It's all set. Just keep your eye on the time. Like, subscribe to Mekcee's channel if you're not already. I don't know why you wouldn't be. You're a fool if you're not. But make sure you subscribe to Mekcee's channel, and if you see you're going to see the preset of that live there. So just keep your eye on the time, because it may vary from here to there. So
I got a 3.5 hour journey to get there. So it's
and I'm real concerned about that. Before you let us go here, I want to express that's something that I've been wanting to talk to you about too, because I was on the fence about you doing the Suzanne Morphew thing for the reason that the area that you're planning on going, where the bike was found, that's correct, right? Where you're going?
Yep.
As far as I know, it's a very dangerous area. It's just a dangerous place. You could get hurt.
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
So please, I want to say it here in front of all my listeners. Please be careful.
You know what's crazy too, I had somebody reach out that was a former, I don't know, some kind of agent, I don't know, police agent, FBI agent, I don't know, somebody. And before this case went down, and what we just found out just recently, with obviously him getting arrested, they reached out to me and they're like, look, we know that you're going to do this. If you do, please let us know. We'll send you protection of some officers going with you and things like we'd like you to do it, but we want to send you. And they're like, there's more to the story that you don't know, and stuff is going to hit the fan and you have no idea yet, but there's stuff going on that you can't see behind the scenes. And like, I always try to take these things with a grain of salt, because sometimes I'm like, I have people still reach out on, like almost every case talking about some things like that, but that ended up being spot on. I was like, damn, if I would have done that prior to that going down, Who knows, man? Who knows? And that's what's sometimes the danger with some of these times, sometimes being a foot soldier going into some of these places, like you don't know who still has eyes out, especially if it was a murder, like they're saying, because I know it's allegedly right now because we have to wait and see what happens.
No, and I was very vocal this entire time until Barry Morphew was actually arrested. I was very vocal about we don't know anything, people. It's very and Colorado law enforcement is really good about from what I've seen and from what I've experienced following these cases that take place there. One thing that I've seen is that Colorado law enforcement is very good about keeping things close to the chest. Very good about that stuff. So when you tell me that they're saying you have no idea, you know what I mean? Like what's going on here, that I believe it. And I do believe that they have a case. Yeah. I never thought Barry Morphew was actually innocent, but I wasn't ready to think that he was guilty yet either. I
just didn't have enough to say that. Like I couldn't in good conscience to say, because I would have felt terrible if I would have been like, there's something. I felt like there might be, but I couldn't go that way because here's the problem with doing that. Like I start vocalizing that, and that dude's not, like he didn't, right. If he didn't have anything to do with the murder, this dude's over there in a horrific state where he's lost his wife. You know what I mean? Like, and so if I'm over here being a douchebag and I'm saying that without any, plausible evidence or anything that could suggest, like almost with certainty that this dude's guilty, like I couldn't in good conscience. I would feel so terrible, like over here accusing the dude, and then the dude's not guilty. Like he ain't got enough. He ain't got enough on his plate already. Like
it's very interesting that you say that. It's very interesting that you say that, because that case, that case, another case taught me to feel this way because I saw it happen. I won't get too deep into that, but there was a case prior to that everybody, the internet just destroyed this guy, and he ended up having nothing to do with it. And of course he did a live interview on TV, where everybody, and everybody's picking it apart going, oh my God, look at his body language and blah, 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 blah. He's guilty. And turned out he had nothing to do with anything. And here he is stuck raising a baby by himself because the mother of his baby was murdered. Luckily, the child was found safely and recovered safely. But after that, I was like, the Barry Morphew thing happened, or the Suzanne Morphew thing happened. I should refer to it as her, because out of respect. But Suzanne Morphew disappeared. And, again, the internet started buzzing, talking about, oh, he's guilty. And I'm like, show me something to tell me that he is.
Yeah.
Not just you just looking at the guy and feeling like there's something up with him. You know what I mean? And that causes, what it's like you said, if this guy he's either guilty of this crime or he's missing her more than anybody in the world, and he's tortured. Now imagine if you're wrong. Yeah. And people are like, oh, well, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. Like, well, how about maybe try to avoid doing something and saying things that you have to apologize for later, maybe.
Yeah, especially if they're going through, like they're already, if they're not guilty, they're already going through hell right now in this current time. And people adding to that just because off of speculation and not really having any solid evidence or proof. That's always what I have a problem with. I'm like, look, right. I just can't do it. I just can't sit out there and throw it and be like, this dude's guilty. Like,
I can't do it for content. I can't do it. I just can't. I think I completely agree with you. But I also trust due process, and I trust Colorado law enforcement based on what we've seen so far with the Watts case, with the Gannon Stock case. We've seen them come through. So I don't think, and we got to remember, when law enforcement makes an arrest, it's probably because they do have enough or they at least believe that they have enough to convict this person on. They have proof.
Yep.
Because law enforcement people are like, well, I don't understand what's taking them so long to arrest this person. Well, it takes time to build a case. The idea, the goal here is not to put somebody in handcuffs. The goal is to get them convicted in court. You know, so that requires collecting evidence and building a case.
Yeah,
people don't realize that.
Exactly, and look at how long it took to get Barry in there. It took him a year.
Yeah, exactly a year almost.
Yeah.
So I mean, and do I think that he's guilty now? I don't have enough evidence, but
I don't either. Yeah, they have something on him, but we don't know.
Right,
we don't know what.
his dodgy behavior, I can make excuses for. The thing is about that, and I've said this on this channel 100 times. I'm always going to, if I can already create doubt, right, with what we know about the case so far. You know, somebody tells me, "Oh, well, what about why did his room in his hotel room smell like chlorine and he had insurance papers everywhere?" Well, first of all, that's hearsay. We just heard that from somebody, right? We don't know that that's actually a fact. Second of all, well, he could have went swimming in the pool. You know what I mean? He could have got a stain on a white shirt and decided to clean it off.
Yeah, that's when you start coming up with like almost conspiracy theorists, like, oh, well, you know, the UFO flew down and okay, well, yeah, that's good, but I'd
could have been an airplane.
I'd rather some freaking solid evidence here. Like,
right. So if I could sit here and you're already convinced that he's guilty because somebody said that they smelled chlorine in his room, I'm gonna go, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? This is a man's life, and you're sitting here crucifying this guy on the internet because his room allegedly smelled like chlorine, like bleach. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a pool, and you had different creators that actually called that hotel and asked if the pool was open at that time. And there were different creators that got different answers when they talked to different people. Yes, the pool was open. No, it wasn't open. So we don't know anything. What that does? That creates doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I can already do that, then I mean, imagine what a defense attorney can do.
Yeah.
You know,
we honestly see that all the time. So I mean, even look at like things like the Cecil Hotel and stuff like that, where that guy, that musician, where the dude was there a year before Elisa Lam, and then the internet sleuths decide, oh well, hey, this dude was here and he had lyrics that kind of sound like it, about the drowning and the stuff like that, and oh, it must be him, but he was there a year prior to it, and so everybody jumps on the bandwagon and just completely rips this dude apart to the point where he almost tried to commit suicide and stuff like that. It's like, do you not realize, like, and that's such a crazy assumption. It's like, that dude was there a year ago at the Cecil Hotel, and you guys are going to try to put him
right
at the Cecil Hotel a year later because of some lyrics that he has. Okay, maybe he has some disgusting, morbid lyrics, but does that make him a murderer? Does that make him a killer? Does that make him involved with Elisa Lam? Nope.
Yeah. And the whole Elisa Lam thing, to me, again, I'm not convinced of that. I'm not convinced that anything other than her having some sort of mental breakdown or acted out because she was under the influence of something ended up in that tank. I mean, her behavior in that elevator, in the elevator footage, like, is consistent with that.
Yeah, she had she definitely had some mental stuff going on, unfortunately.
And when they found her body, they didn't find any trauma to it in any way, shape, or form. There's no evidence to indicate that she was actually murdered. None.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get people going, oh man, this is weird, but at the end of the day, it's just something to talk about. You know what I mean? But sure, you could speculate on it. I'm not saying that it's not okay to speculate on something like that. It's not okay. I'm not saying it's not okay to make a Netflix documentary on it. It gets people asking questions and going back and forth. I'm saying that personally, I don't believe that there's any reason to believe that she was actually murdered. Personally, that's just my opinion based on all the evidence. But people want to believe that something is more than it is, you know, and people don't realize that Netflix documentaries are they're feeding off that. It's a supply and demand kind of thing. They're like, okay, well, if I make a Netflix
story, yeah, right. You can make it a good story, yeah. Like, heck, they're making money off of you. You know, we have millions and millions of viewers. If they just came in there and gave you the straight hard facts of what it was, and they just made it look boring, you think anybody would watch that documentary? It'd be boring as hell. No one would be like, no, I'm not watching this. This freaking sucks rocks. Right.
Right. And true crime is a huge thing, to a point to where it's almost fiction. You know what I mean? Like, people treat it like it's fiction. People are entertained by this and look at these people that are involved in these cases. They don't realize these are real people who are horribly affected by something horrible that happened to them, you know, or a loved one. You know what I mean? So people don't take that into consideration, and you have start pointing fingers like you're a true crime, you know, like you're a detective yourself, and you start pointing fingers going, oh, well, this guy's definitely got something to hide. First of all, you know, you sell insurance for a living. You don't know anything about that, or you work as a waitress or whatever you do for a living. But I guarantee you, and even a mental health professional could have a valid opinion, more or less, but it's not going to be a valid assessment of that person's behavior unless they get to sit down and talk to them and ask them questions. You don't automatically diagnose somebody with a mental health disorder by looking at them on a tape. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not professional. So I'm not taking anybody's word for it when they do that. Oh, well, I've been a counselor for this many years. Well, you know, but you're sitting here and you're telling me that you've got this all figured out. You've got this person snowed. You're ready to prescribe medication to somebody that you saw 5 minutes of in front of a camera. Come on, that's irresponsible. It's irresponsible, and it gets people talking. And then when you get that many people talking, the court of public opinion is nasty, dude, and they will crucify this person. They'll make this person's life hell because they don't know how to act. People don't know how to behave. Yeah, so as creators, I think it's irresponsible to just throw accusations out there on people. Personally, I think it's irresponsible.
Well, I'm going to accuse you of all kinds of stuff.
Do it. I'll deny it. I want a lawyer.
Oh my God, Claire, my wife is going to throw a chancla at me if I don't go.
I was purposely keeping you on here hoping to hear it happen, but I guess, yeah.
Baby, tell him. You got the chancla in your hand. Tell him. I do.
I have you on a chokehold.
It's just so it's so funny to hear Mekcee say chancla. It's like when white people say adobo. It's adobo, man. You put it on your food. It's not adobo.
You should, you should hear me say all kinds of Hispanic words. Like, I'm really good at them. Ready? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, ¿y tú?
That's actually pretty good. That's better than chancla. Chancla.
What is it? Machista? What? She tries to get me to say stuff, and I just can't say it. I can't. And you know what's funny is because I am part Hispanic too, and it's not in me, man. I can't do it.
It's in there. It's in there. There's little things that show, like your talent for music. That's a lot. I bet you anything, you get a couple of drinks in you, and on the dance floor, your hips are going, dude.
Hey, are you calling me some kind of mariachi?
Oh man, yeah. No, it's in there. There's definitely it's in there. It's in there, like Lego.
Oh,
but man, all right. So Sunday, time to be announced. But Sunday morning, depending on where you are, early afternoon, also depending where you are, and we are going to discuss the Suzanne Morphew case together while Mekcee and Mrs. Mekcee explore the area where she allegedly disappeared from.
Yeah, we'll be there in the morning. I told her 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, right? She said, I don't want to disappear myself.
And real quick, one thing that you mentioned, like the law enforcement giving you encouragement to visit that area and do it. Like I said, it's a dangerous area. But personally, what's interesting about this is personally, I don't believe that that's where it took place. I think it was a domestic issue that took place in the house, and
I do too. Honestly, that's exactly what I think too.
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna try to go near as close to the house as I can. Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Oh yeah, he sold it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
Get as close as possible. I'm not sure if they're gonna have it. Whatever, trying to do some kind of investigation stuff. So I can't guarantee that I will get
We'll go on our
super
rollerblades.
close. She said we'll go on our new rollerblades that we just got. We got this.
Right on. Dude, Rob's Rules is in the house. What's up, Rob's Rules? Love that dude.
Not if it's anything like today went. Today, I have to tell you a story. And she said, you better not tell everybody on YouTube about it. But we were going downhill.
It's exactly what you're doing right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Okay.
As she got the chocolate aimed directly at my forehead. So we were going down the hill, and she hasn't rollerbladed, and I haven't rollerbladed in a while. So we're going down the hill, and it's kind of going fast. It's going a little fast. It's not.
Oh, it's super fast.
She says super fast, but it's not. So we were going a little faster, and so she decides that she wants to slow down because she starts freaking out. So she goes towards the grass. But if you've ever hit the grass in rollerblades, you know that you have to, and you're going a little bit faster, you know that you kind of have to do kind of like a little duck run.
You're gonna eat it.
Yeah, and
you're gonna eat it.
She did. She did the duck run, and then all of a sudden it went from the duck run, and it looked like she was diving into home plate.
Oh my god! I'm glad you're still with us, Mrs. Mekcee. I'm glad you made it. Oh man! All right, man.
All right, brother. Well, we'll see you guys Sunday, and hopefully all the rest of you guys get to come check it out. It's going to be crazy. So
fantastic.
Thanks for having me on again, brother, and we'll have a good rest of the night, and everybody else out there have a good rest of the night too as well.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
All right. All right, guys. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to call it. Real special thanks to Mekcee. Big shout out to Rob's Rules in the chat. I had fun, guys. I don't want to make this a super long one. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. But I love you. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.